Hey y'all, it's Angel. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today we are going to explore
Gila RIver Memorial Airport.
Alright, so I'm pretty sure right now I'm about to start driving on the old runway. It looks like it, at least on the satellite images, so let's see what's ahead. This is it. So this used to be the runway of Gila River Municipal Airport in Arizona. It is so weird driving on a runway. It's beautiful though, because it's usually like paved very well. And this one has actually withstood a lot of time. All right, y'all, so I just pulled up to the planes and they're a little worse for wear, but this is still so cool to see.
Immediately when I pulled up, I knew I wanted to know the history of this place, so I started frantically Googling, and this is what I found out. Gila was first created as a military base in 1942 and was named William Auxiliary Army Airfield No. 5, one of the longest names in history. Imagine making a plaque for that. It was used to train military pilots to do takeoff and landing configurations mostly. After World War II, it was open to civilians and renamed the Goodyear Air Force Auxiliary Airfield, but everybody just called it Goodyear Airport. In 2007, the Gila River Indian community assumed control of the airfield and renamed it the Gila River Memorial Airport. They evicted all remaining commercial tenants with the intended redevelopment of the site. After 2007, the boneyard ceased major activity, and many of the old planes were removed or scrapped. By the end of this video, you will have a full grasp of the history of this place, but I want to show you how I learned it while I was exploring. So let's go!
Oh wow, this one you can even go inside.
One thing that made this research super cool was that this was a hotspot for aviation photographers around the 90s and early 2000s. I'll be adding some of these photos as well as the history of some of these planes. From the photos, I noticed that some planes were moved around, probably from the boneyard when they were getting ready to sell the bulk of their stuff before shutting down. So that made it a bit difficult to get for sure information on these first two planes. I did have a couple other planes that I thought they might be, so I'm just not gonna add it.
What's in here?
I still don't know what this is, so if you do, please leave a comment. I probably could Google it. I don't know what to Google, though. This is a 1944 Douglas DC-4. The tail number was November 44908, and it flew with Berger Aviation. The photo on screen was published in 2013 by Jan Seba. Her planespotters.net entry also gave me the information that I just gave, so huge shout out to her. Here's another photo taken from 2007 from Silver Wing Pics on airplane-pictures.net. I can't decide if this was a super popular plane to photograph or if this one just sat here more unmoved, because I'm having trouble for sure identifying a few of them. I do, however, have one photo of all of them lined up together, and I'm not gonna lie, I geeked out. Now for this next plane, I don't really have any for sure information. I am assuming that it's a Douglas DC-4 based off of the windows. The DC-6 had square ones, while these ones were oval or circular. Besides that, though, that's the only for sure info I have. This next plane had most of its tail number visible, so with a little digging, I found out it was November 44910, and she was constructed in 1942 as a C-54D-1-DC by Douglas in Chicago, Illinois. It was later redesigned as an R5D-3. The U.S. Navy used this plane for some time. It was stationed in the Philippines supposedly until 1975 when Berger Aviation became its new owner. And yeah, that name has been popping up a couple times, so a little bit later in this video, I will be talking about them. Now, this is where info gets a little fuzzy because my source says that it's in Chandler Airport, but it's clearly in Gila. It even has the same graffiti, so I can verify that this is the plane. I think the best way to show you guys how long this has been grounded is to just give you a timeline. Also, by the way, shout out to Aerial Visuals for compiling this. I really appreciated all of the photos.
So I just pulled up to an old hangar, I think. It is definitely okay to go in. Oh, there's so many birds. This one's toast. I don't even know how this happens. Wow. If you guys have any idea how this happened, let me know, because I've seen a lot of abandoned planes, but I've never seen one with just like the middle missing. Oh wow, old engine.
I think now is a great time to talk to y'all about Berger Aviation and why so many of these planes are tied to them. They were in business roughly from 1975 to 1995, and they patented their own way of using old military transport planes to spray liquids. A few things this was useful for was oil spill cleanup chemicals, agriculture, and large area dispersant spray. They held a lot of their planes in Gila, so when they went under in the 90s, the planes were stripped of any useful parts, then simply left to deteriorate. Okay, all that's really left to discuss is this hangar, which was built in the late 70s after this became a civilian airfield. Berger Aviation used it to store spray tanks, mix and prepare chemicals, as well as maintain the aircrafts. And I spent way longer than I'd like to admit trying to find a photo of this hangar not falling apart, but the best I can do is show you an aerial shot from the 90s. I also do want to note that there were other hangars at one time, but now they're just foundations. So I decided not to really show you that because it was just a pad of concrete. That's about all the info I have though, you guys. I still have some footage though, so if you want to watch it, here it is.
I'm probably not gonna hop up inside just because there's... Oh yeah, I'm hopping up inside actually. This was not the day to wear these shoes, but... All right, I'm in. I want to get to the front. You have to be very careful. All right, y'all, I think that's it for this video, but if you want me to check out other abandoned airports and boneyards, stuff like that, leave me a comment, leave me a like, and bye!